There's a myth that you need to have a sub bass for your track, and I see a lot of people doing that, and it's just simply not true. Like in most cases, you won't need a sub bass, and in this video I'm going to explain why you don't need a sub bass and why it's just way simpler to get your bass right. If you're interested in coaching, all the links are going to be down below. We can work on production, mixing, sound design, music business, getting signed to a label, and growing your fan base. So let's start with the video. I want to show you a track that I've been working on, not finished yet, but just a really cool idea. And in this track, I don't have a sub bass at all, and the bass sounds just freaking amazing. Alright, so what do you think of the bass? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm really digging this vibe. I think it just sounds amazing. And let's break down how was I able to get such a good sound without any sub bass, right? So here's how the kick and the bass sound on their own. No drums, no nothing, just kick and bass. Alright, so this is how the bass line sounds, and let me go through the patch that I used. It's made in Serum, and basically the logic and everything, like step by step, what you would need to do to get such a good bass. So one of the most important things to keep in mind is the key of your bass. So depending on where in terms of the frequencies the bass is positioned, is going to determine whether it's going to have more sub or it's going to be more dirty. So if I do the same thing and I put it, let's say like D, and I play with a kick, so it has less sub and it has more dirt. If I play in C, that's gonna be like really dirty. Let's play this. Right, so compared to G, it's really different. So depending on, so in this case, I wanted to have G because it's kind of like a sweet spot where it's not like too high, because if we take like B, I mean, it's still good because the bass itself, the bass sound that I've made is really good. But yeah, that's one of the things. Then the second thing is going to be really the preset, the patch itself when it comes to your sound design. So in this case, I want to break down what I've done in the patch. And the patch it's really simple, just like the basic saw waveform, and then this like matrix C64. And if I bypass a bit of the process, you can see like even like the processing is not that complicated, right? So just the filter, so on its own sounds like this, and the first envelope is controlling the filter. And really the key to this fat and powerful bass is utilizing different parameters in the synthesizer. So for example, Serum, it has those drive and fat, and we can really control the fatness and like make the bass really juicy. So it's really nice, and it's already like sounding good. Like, so why would you need a sub bass when your bass is already powerful, when you already have the top end, the low end? It just sounds good. But without this one, a little bit too weak, right? So basically it sort of just adds like loudness to the bass on one hand, but still I think it adds a little bit of like color and saturation. It should, the drive, and then like a bit of distortion, just to, it it doesn't do that much, but just a little bit, and that's cool. Like that's really it. Then the second thing that I'm doing is obviously the bit of EQ. So what I've done here, I boosted 120. So let's bypass. So it's a little bit like muddy in the mids, and by doing this EQ, I'm boosting a bit of like low mids. I think 110, like 100 is good. And then I think we are removing a bit of 500, but just a bit, like 2 decibels, to make it more subby, like and more balanced in mids. So like both of these are pretty good, like 100, 120. But really the key here is just to add that nice low end to the bass. You can do this with equalizers like this. I really like analog emulation. So this is by Analog Obsession, which is completely free. You can also do the same thing with Pultec. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you don't need a sub bass. Like really, when I see people teaching on YouTube where they just do sub bass when it's not needed. I mean, obviously, like, no offense, no like hard like negative feelings towards them, but it's just like, why overcomplicate things when you can do it pretty simple? And then the next thing is going to be a bit of saturation, like the processing. So this is without. I mean, it's already sounding good, right? So without the EQ, yeah, you can really hear that it's a bit too much, and the loudness here is also a bit too much. We need to compensate for that. Right, so let's remove a bit here. Right, so okay, so this is pretty nice. So it's that simple. Just like add a bit of saturation to kick in the bass, then make sure to boost the right frequencies, make sure to do the right envelope, like this, right? So depending on the vibe of the track, on the sound that you want, and together with saturation, it's going to glue the sounds together. It's going to reduce the dynamics a bit. All right, just like we can make it a bit more powerful. Maybe something like this. Bit too much, but something like this is cool. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to record a short video for you guys because, again, sometimes I just see stuff in the internet. I'm just like, come on, like this is not true. You don't need that. And I'm all about making things simple and straight to the point. So yeah, just keep things simple. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and follow, hit that notification bell, helps the algorithm a lot. And again, if you're interested in coaching, let's work on your music together. All the links are going to be down below. And don't forget to check other videos, and I see you guys soon.